Brilliant. There you go. Woo! Friday, February 13th, advanced class. We're going to finish going through our mythology words and see how far we got from before. I did forget to say the spelling bee sign up. If you are interested, that is coming up, I believe, next week. You sign up in the hallway outside of the that table on the way to science. And they have the packets of words, and you can sign up. It does get us house points if you participate. More house points if you win. So I figured I'd try and push that to get you guys a chance to do it. Harper?
So...
Harris?
Can you tell Adam to stop putting his dirty feet on
What's
me?
important is, did you want me to get involved? I'm happy to get involved. You just gotta make sure you make that commitment, and I'm happy to get involved. I'm really good at that part. So then we'll go through, and how far did we get? You guys yesterday we got through.
That's a narcissist.
We're up to narcissist.
Yeah.
From there.
Yeah, we just
So where does chaos go?
God. Every
Nicely done. Why does it go in all of them?
Because
it's
it's
chaos.
a big ball of pudding.
Big. What flavor pudding?
Chocolate!
That's my favorite. Nice. Chocolate bunnies. And so because of that, it should be the big swirling ball of pudding. And then the swirling ball of pudding split to form
People.
God. Two first gods. And right now, if you're like, Mr. Brovicast, I couldn't do any names yesterday, it's okay. I'm just checking out to see what's stuck in your brain. Don't freak out. Eventually, I'll be nice and give you a handout that has all this information. And, oh, wait, it's right there in front of you already. It's just a matter of looking at it. So that gives us chaos, and Kronos went in.
God.
And we have a picture of Kronos, because where's Kronos?
He
Nice.
is
Over here above Rose. Golfing in a miniskirt, as people do. And he does have the bad habit of not people, that's ridiculous.
Babies.
Right, babies. They're much more delicious. And so he has a bad habit of eating babies. We all have it. And then we get to Hades, and where's Hades go?
God and places.
And places, because it's not only the guy in the dark outfit, but it's also the name of the place where he lives, because he was not created. And then we get to Underworld.
Place.
That is the place, because it's a nickname for?
Hades.
Yeah, same place. Hades and Underworld, same location. Titans.
It's a god.
Nicely done, because all of these pictures you see that all around are all Titans. It just means big, special, magic creature that can stomp on us when angry. We usually refer to big, special creatures like that as gods, because if not, then they'll stomp on you. Vulcanize.
Thing.
Other stuff.
Other stuff. It's just a word that comes from Greek mythology. It means to melt stuff to make it stronger. Pandora. So done. What does her name mean?
Little
She has a box.
in the big place.
She has a box. I remember she has a box.
Mini gifts. Hand meaning mini, Dora
Mini-
meaning gifts.
Many gifts in one place.
Good job. The mini gifts from one place. And we'll eventually get to that story, but it's down the line. Then we get to Narcissus. And now we get to go through and do our voting thing with Narcissus. Raise your hand if you say Narcissus goes in gods, places, things, other stuff. Ooh. And it goes in. I need to tighten this. Why are you having issues? There we go. Nice. Focus. It goes in gods. Narcissus technically was a nymph, which isn't the same thing as a titan, but gods pretty much covers all the big live forever things, and nymphs lived a long time. They were basically, those of you who are familiar with your Hobbit movies, nymphs were like elves. They just sort of lived out in the woods and danced around a lot. Except the elves in the Hobbit movies were really angry, and nymphs usually were angry. They just played around with flowers and stuff like that. Sticks, gods,
Wait.
places, things, other stuff.
Can I just this one?
Kind of had a 50-50 chance on this one. It goes in both gods and places. Harper.
It's a place because it's the gate to Hades or the underworld or Titanic.
Close. It is technically part of the gateway, but Styx is a river. Back here above Rose again with our picture of Hades. That dark river that separates the underworld from the rest of the world, that was called the River Styx. It was a god because Styx started off as a titan. She was a person, but she was a horrible, mean, nasty person. And so she was acidic with a nasty personality, and she eventually got a wish to become anything she wanted because she did something for Zeus, and Zeus said, I can do anything for you that you want. And she said, turn me into a river. And he goes, what was that again? And she goes, I want to be a river. And he says, seriously? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, okay. and turned her into a river. And because she had such an acidic personality, when she became a river, the river she became was acidic and nasty and would kill you if you touched it, regardless if you were human or titan. So I put her under gods because she was a person, and a place because it's a river. And technically it could be a thing because, I don't know, is a river a thing? That's sort of an opinion. Yes.
I thought if you went to the, I guess this might be another thing that Percy Jackson gets wrong, but I thought you just got drained of like your power, you didn't die.
What's the phrase we're going to use every time you guys ask a question?
We'll get to that.
I know. Curse you, learning. Smith is going to be an answer I don't go with. We'll get to that.
No. Hades and the acidic river, that was actually a true thing on Hercules.
A little bit, yes.
Oh,
and you would
yeah.
die if you would.
Because it was like
Darn it.
swirling.
Oh, I didn't know that was this thing.
Rose?
I'm just making something.
Why did it wish to be a river?
I'm going to answer that with.
We'll get to that.
I know, right? So much learning. Broviac, I just want to learn so much in one day. It's okay. Scythe. Gods, places, things. Oh, other stuff. It's a thing. A scythe, back up here with Kronos, the thing that it looks like he's golfing with, that he's getting ready to swing down there, that's a scythe. It's the farm tool, big long stick with the curvy blade that comes off it. If you've seen Death, the Grim Reaper, the thing that he holds up and does the choppy people, that's a scythe. Technically, there's a scythe and a sickle has a handle on it, but it's the same idea. And so they use the scythe. It plays a role in Greek mythology because it's what they used to commit the first patricide.
What's up?
What's patricide?
We'll get to that.
Ah.
But I mean,
You guys know what the Greek root aside means?
No.
Homicide, suicide.
Yeah.
Means to kill. Patra,
Cleopatra killed
Kill
herself.
your parents.
close.
God.
Only one of your parents.
Father.
Means kill your father. So a patriarch means like a father figure. A matriarch is a mother figure. So the patra means father. So patricide is.
Kill your father.
Matricide is.
Kill
your
your mother.
You guys. Now you can go home and tell your parents you learned something. Go home and tell mom, I learned about matricide. Go to your room. Best learning ever. Harpy. We'll do gods, places, things,
Oh wait, no, I put it in
It's
there.
a
other
thing.
stuff. Harpy is a little bit tricky. I put it in other stuff, but harpies are creatures. They were half girls, half birds.
Oh.
And they were these things that are going to show up in the stories. Now, they weren't like mermaids that were pretty girls. Harpies were always ugly women. They were the top half of ugly chicks, and then they had claw feet and ugly wings, and they attacked people like monkeys do.
Wait,
From Wizard of Oz?
The Wizard of Oz, the scary.
Well, kind of. Well, we'll get to that. If you're not familiar with monkeys get scared and they attack you, they throw certain stuff at you. Harpies did the same stuff, but you can go home and Google that. We're skipping the questions still. I know. I just got them. Uranus, gods, places, things,
What are we doing?
other stuff.
I don't know.
Uranus, both a god and a place, because Uranus was Father Sky, so it's a place, but he was also a living being. So Uranus will qualify as both a god and a place. And you know, Snail, you'll have to go back and do all these later, right?
Yeah.
I'm just making sure.
I know
Alright.
exactly what
And then Charon. We'll put Charon in gods,
Wait, what?
Charon.
Yeah.
Places, things, other stuff.
Oh, I put in things.
Charon was a god.
So good.
In the Greek mythology, when you wanted to get across the river Styx, he was the boatman that took you across. So you had to pay him the gold drachma, which was a gold coin, and then that's how you get from one side to the other. So that's once again, I'm not calling on any of you till the end. The same thing we covered yesterday. Life is still awful. Minotaur! I know so much learning. Gods, places, things, other stuff.
I put.
Oh yeah.
Minotaur is like a harpy. It's a half man, but instead of half woman, half bird, it is a half man, half
Horse.
bull.
Bull.
Centaur is half man,
Horse.
half horse. The Minotaur is half man. For those of you who've done Percy Jackson, it was
What's-
pretty much the first thing you saw in the first book when he gets to the Camp Half-Blood. the Minotaur comes running out and attacks him. So that would be the Minotaur. Yes, that's why. Usually if you see him with your car, you just hit him. So, still not calm. It'll make you feel so unhappy. Centaur! Oh, kind of gave that one away. Gods, places, things, other stuff. Good job, kids, you paid attention. Centaur, half man, half horse. Good job. And centaur, you'll see in Harry Potter. Centaurs, obviously, in the the Percy Jackson with the one guy that does the leading of them all. And then also, the centaurs are in the one you go through the closet and pop out on the other side. And, Narnia? I know they have a satyr in there. I thought they had a centaur in there at some point too. Later on in the series, not the first one, but like in the second movie, I thought there was a centaur there.
Oh yeah,
There's one in the first one. He's the boss of the Emporium.
We'll get to that later. That's a satyr. Tartarus, god, place, thing,
Oh wait, no, I put it as a place.
other stuff. Tartarus, just a place. It's never actually a god, although those of you who are familiar with sort of how Percy Jackson changed things, they refer to it as a god, but Tartarus was always just a place. Technically, it's a place that gives birth to things, but still not a person. But we'll get to that creepy story next week. Olympus, gods, places,
No, places.
things, other stuff. Olympus, it's a place.
Yeah.
It was the big mountain where the main gods lived. It was their version of Washington, D.C. Not all the gods got to live there, just the ruling gods. So just, the president, the senators, the congressmen, the main 12 ones. They all got to live on Mount Olympus. And what do we call the god that gets to live on Mount Olympus?
Zeus.
We covered it already? Oh, we did not cover it with you guys. An Olympian. And so the Olympian was a god that got to live on Mount Olympus. I did that with my regular kids. Those were their words. You guys have different words than that. Epimetheus. Gods, places, things, other stuff. Epimetheus was the god, technically. He was the god of dumb people. And he has all kinds of fun stories. And it wasn't his fault. It's what happens when you're dumb. You become the natural god of dumb people. And so he was the dumbest of all of the gods. Luckily, though, his twin brother, was the god of geniuses. So basically they had one brain, and so all the brain went to one, and none of the brain went to the other. So I know many of you are like, oh, I know twins like that. That's me. So we're good to go from there. Satyr, gods.
Wait.
Satyr.
Yeah, I know.
Places, things, other stuff. Because we have twins on our team, and so I was making fun of twins, saying one was smart and one was dumb. So
Oh, yeah.
see what's going with that.
Who's our?
We have like 5 sets of twins on the heroes team. You guys are.
Really?
We?
In my other advanced class, I have 2 sets just in there. I have the sew twins, and then I have the cook twins.
Madeline is in the.
Madeline's a star.
I'm aware, but I have the other one on my team.
So back here,
Regan's a star.
I'm aware of that one too.
but I have the other one on my team.
But you don't have both of them.
So
Sarah and Stephanie.
Satyr would be other stuff. It's going to be half man, half goat. Over here above Rose again. It's the one that we saw from the Hercules movie. Phil, the one that does the leading, and then also from the Narnia with the dude that runs around. I forget his name. And then Percy Jackson, you have his best friend. So satyrs pop up quite a bit. Pan is the most famous of all the satyrs, and so we'll get to his story eventually. Our last one, Atropos. God, place, thing, other stuff. Atropos is a god. She was one of the 3 Fate sisters. Atropos, Lachesis, you know what it was, Clotho, Atropos, and Lachesis were the 3 Fates. Once again, if you're familiar with the movies and the book, they're the sisters that tell the future. Sometimes they're shown just sharing one eyeball from one into the other. That's what you remember them from. In the Percy Jackson, they were blind driving a taxi. But those are the three
Oh
sisters.
my goodness!
So they together they control the fate of humans, and we'll get to their story coming up in just a minute too.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be moving on to the blue sheet and the white sheet. We're going to be taking a look at that. I've answered a couple of the questions, but we'll get to which ones later. It's just as you flip through there, you'll start figuring out that we've answered them. We're going to take a look in that top left-hand corner of the blue sheet, and we're going to go through and start answering some of those and figuring out where those words come from in Greek mythology. York, make it speedy.
Can we share our paragraph things that we wrote? No, mine's my story.
Do you want to share yours, dear?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, well, first of all, I thought the scythe was like an animal, like a Pegasus.
Well, yeah, that's what
kind
makes
of.
it fun.
So yeah, I
Yeah, no,
said
it's-
that somebody was gonna ride it.
It's
but
okay.
It's like actually.
Now we have to imagine them riding a broomstick.
That'd be kind of weird. Okay. One day, Kronos was walking in the underworld when he saw a scythe. He really wanted to ride this scythe, but he didn't want his wife, Sharon, to see. He decided he would take the scythe to Centaur, so he could. What?
Scythe.
Oh, scythe. To Centaur, so he could ride it. As he was walking, he walked through Olympus. He saw Pandora, Sharon's best friend. Pandora
Charon.
was what?
Charon's
best friend. Pandora was mad when she saw Kronos. Kronos wasn't allowed to ride scythes, and Kronos knew that. Pandora started screaming and breaking things, and the whole city of Olympus went into chaos. Uranus heard the screams and locked Kronos and Pandora in a jail cell in Tartarus. That is why no one on Earth can ride scythes anymore.
Scythe.
Thank you.
Fun listening to the pronunciations.
That was a good.
It's strong stuff, kid. You're still looking at the book report. So now, what we're going to get a chance to nicely done, go through and do is on the blue sheet, you're going to see there are those 10 words over there to the left. We're going to figure out what god they come from with Greek mythology, and then figure out what word they connect to. These will be sort of our first little vocab words, since we didn't do vocab with you guys earlier. The first word we have on there is jovial. My question is, can you figure out what god it's going to come from? Harper,
Aphrodite.
why Aphrodite?
Because she's the god of love, and jovial is like a kindness / love word.
Kind of, but not from Aphrodite. Good try. I know. This is where the white sheet comes in handy, not the one that has the family tree on it, one that goes through and tells you all of the gods. And this where you can look on there, and a lot of times it'll become more obvious when you start looking at the gods, who they are, their Roman names. All of a sudden, learning happens, and we get to bond over learning. Smith?
Eros, the son of Aphrodite.
Ah, still no. What a good try. Do you have a reason
Aphrodite.
why you guessed that one?
Oh, I'm sorry. Because the jovial thing.
Jovial.
Jovial, he said it means like kindness and love, and Eros or whatever is Cupid.
Ah, yeah, he's the little one. You can't see him from your angle, but up here in the picture of Aphrodite, he's over there above her shoulder. We know Cupid as in the Roman name Cupid, but in Greek his name is Eros, E-R-O-S. But yeah, jovial has nothing to do with love. I'm fairly jovial, and I show very little love to you. Shorty?
Is it Apollo? Because I don't really know.
Is it?
Is Apollo because you just picked a random one?
No, because.
Here's your hint. Use the Roman names. Pecan? Why do you say Zeus?
Because his nickname was Joe.
Nicely done. So jovial is going to come from Zeus because his Roman name was Jove. Now, the definition of jovial, do you guys know what jovial means aside from love? Since I told you that I don't show love towards you, but typically I would say I'm fairly jovial in class. York,
I thought it meant like happy and stuff.
there you go.
Yeah. I was so
Jovial
smart.
means happy. And typically I'm happy because I'm getting to torture kids, especially those that make poor choices and give me ammunition to use against them for days on end. So that would be the jovial idea. So they connected it to Zeus because it was thought that he would be a happy god because he was the king of all the gods. But it was ironic that the word comes from him. Why would it be ironic that the word comes from him? Short.
Isn't he like an angry god?
He is an angry and vengeful god. Pretty much every story we're going to get to with Zeus is going to deal with him being angry at someone, torturing someone, getting himself into trouble or out of trouble. Now, given he was also a very friendly god, and he made lots of friends, and that's when you turn it over and you look at the family tree, you'll see many of Zeus's friends on there. Zeus was only married to 2 people. One he killed, and one was Hera, and we'll get to that one. But he's connected to a lot of other people because Zeus had a lot of friends. And every time that he made a friend, he had a baby. So you'll have to figure out how those friendships work. So that's sort of why you get the idea of jovial being connected to him, because they thought he was a happy person, but he was not. Also the idea of being, if you are jovial, you're thought to be happy, and the idea of being on top of the world. So they sort of make those connections between the two. So jovial from Zeus and from the god Jove. Harper?
So, was Percy Jackson's mother Zeus's first, like, wife?
No.
No, she wasn't like Hera or something.
No, and actually it wasn't connected to Zeus at all. It was connected to Poseidon.
Oh, yeah! See, that's where
Yeah.
I'm forget.
Scooby! Are you ready to go for the next one, Cereal? Cereal! Where do we get that one from, Scoob?
Demeter.
Why do you say Demeter?
Well, her nickname was Spirit, and
Uh-huh.
she was the god of grains.
Nicely done. So cereal comes from Demeter, and with Demeter we have a couple pictures of her. One, she's the girl up here in brown who's hugging wheat, and then she's also the one that's over here above Scooby, who's sitting in a throne of wheat, and then she'll be the one sitting over here looking angry, hugging wheat. And so we'll come back and talk about cereal on Tuesday. Other than that, enjoy your weekend. Those of you waiting to the last minute to get your Honor Society applications done.